it was always with families. If we went out, all the kids, they went as families, right? Whatever we did. We didn't have this, so we need to, there's like, at that time, there weren't that many restaurants and all that anyways, right?
And
So
a lot more events and everything,
there
and
wasn't
ladies'
that much.
events and different types of events.
Exactly.
So there is a lot more, yes.
There's a lot more. There's
It's
a lot more
changed.
opportunity for women to say, okay, let's, just leave the kids and let's just go. And I think probably the guilt trip would have been there too. I don't care. My kids are happy. They're grown up, and I have me time. I know. I'll tell you, after 40, you will get that time.
Wait till 40.
That's when your real life begins.
And well, I guess also with the generation coming up too, they're having kids later though, right? Closer to that age, their kids will still be young.
They'll be young, for sure.
It is changing, I guess.
They enjoyed their life before.
Yeah.
We're now after, right? So they're taking that time to enjoy it before, do whatever they want to do, and then have their kids, right? So ours is a whole different thing. But it's okay. You know what? Either way, people find their own way. They find their own niche, right? They just have to discover it themselves to balance their life, right? Everybody, I always tell everybody, I can't live in anybody else's shoes, right? I don't know what's going on. I know you're here. I don't know what's going on when you get home, right? So I can't judge anybody on their, life in that, right?
And you know what? I think we come to this point, we all evolve with the evolving times, with the changing times and everything. And then we learn that everybody has the right to make their decisions when they want to marry, when they want to have children, and all of this stuff. There was and I think our generation, the expectations were different.
They were different.
The culture itself was so different. Now we're professional parents. We want to allow our children to make those kind of decisions for themselves instead of us telling them, okay, by 25 you need to get married, by 30 you need to have 2 children. 40 you need to be very established and thinking about marriage or something like that for your children.
No, you can't. You can't do that. This generation will not even accept it.
Yeah.
They're like they are too knowledgeable in everything. Google has become God.
Siri.
You can't tell me.
Yeah. And the other thing, I think, putting that kind of expectations, the parents putting that kind of expectations on parents is only a disaster, recipe for disaster, because you have more, if you put expectations, there's more room to be disappointed. Allow them the freedom to make their choices, less chances you're going to be disappointed.
I used to always say, when children are young, when they're babies, you put locks on your cabinets. You have their boundaries, right? And I think I learned that too. With my older, I was very strict, and the second, third, fourth, it didn't even matter.
Well, do whatever you want.
As long as you're in school, and you're healthy and happy, and that's the main thing. But then you learn. They test the boundaries, right? So those locks have become bigger. Then they become the house. Then they become the outside. Then they become the whole world. You have to kind of let those kids explore that, right?
Exactly.
They'll make mistakes. They told me they're going to make mistakes. It's okay. Let us make our mistakes. Let us learn from our mistakes. And that's how they grow. We make mistakes. I still make mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, lots of mistakes still. I'm still growing.
I mean, yes, that's part of being human.
Yeah,
right?
exactly, right? So it's just growth is... I think you keep growing till the day you die, right?
Yeah.
Right?
If you're not making mistakes, you're not growing.
You're not growing.
So,
and I think, a very important thing you said, we look at people, you're here now, but we don't know what's going on. And it's, the judging. We think, if people aren't living a certain way to our expectations or society's expectations, it's we look at them a different way. But it's so true to just look at the person as they are in front of you, because every person has a story, and we don't know what's going on with them or what their story is, where they're coming from. So I think that's very important, that thing that you just said.
And that's where you're saying, self-reflecting is so important, right?
So important, exactly.
So to tell yourself all the time, you're a good person, you can do this, it's okay, I made the mistake, move on. I'm embarrassed heck out of it, but I'm okay, I'm still moving on. People will forget today, tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
So these kind of thoughts, that's what I do, you do, right? When people meditate, is a reflection. And you need that reflection, because everybody else can tell you everything else. It's when you tell yourself what I am.
When you're being honest with yourself. And I was having this conversation with a friend this morning is, what we all have, we're all unique. We all have unique stories. No two-person story is the same. And for me personally, like, you know, I have had like so many good things and so many bad things happen, but I embrace my journey as it is.
Yes.
I'm not fighting this was wrong, this was right anymore. I'm really grateful for how my journey shaped me to what I became today.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, embracing our past, our story, also gives us the freedom to become who we are.
Yeah.
You know, to be present in now.
Yeah.
And if people are, I find so many people also always, you know, living in this victim state where they're still fighting the
Yes,
past.
yeah, yeah.
Fighting the past. And I think, you know, that's where you are not able to move forward or enjoy the present moment when you are constantly fighting the past.
Yeah. I always find, I think, I totally believe it, and I think I have a journal that I keep every day, you know, with a billion things
I was going to
do.
ask you that too. What else do you do? Like, you know, you run, that's meditation.
So I actually literally write my daily journal and what I'm doing the whole day. I don't care if it's a little thing, it's in that journal, and as I go through the day and I cross it off. This is my way of not getting stressed out. So I figure, okay, whatever is important has been crossed off. Okay, whatever needs to be done for that day is done. If it isn't done, it wasn't important enough. It can be done tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, you know, just let it go, right? So just put it on the priority of the next day. If it's not done the next day, it's still not important, right? So I totally, that's the only way I keep myself mentally organized, right? It's like, it's okay, you know what? It's there. If it's done, it's done. If it's not done, it's okay, right? And it's not meant to happen, so.
Exactly. So, Gurjinder, do you feel does these changes happen to you with experience in aging, like, you know, gracefully aging, that you come to this point, or do you feel like you were always this way?
No, I think some things I was always this way.
It's like almost a personal question. I'm reflecting me to you.
So I've always been a very organized
Yeah.
person. I think having 4 kids, even when we used to go on trips,
Yeah.
everything was labeled in Ziploc
Yeah.
bags. Okay, this is this child, this
Yeah.
child, this child, this child. So the organization skills, I think probably my kids have taught me, you know, to be organized. I think being patient, I learned that a lot. I used to do a lot of macrame, knitting, all this stuff, right? When I was younger, sewing. I did everything. You know, you name it, I've done everything. So those kind of things taught me a lot of patience and stuff too, right? I think these skills have been building up, and then as I grew older, I think I'm now discovering, I think more like all this other stuff I'm learning, I'm applying all that right now, right? It's basically mentally, I guess I'm not thinking about it, but it's being applied that way. It's very difficult with our life as well, you know, to stay that way. But I tell my girls the same way. They all have journals, like I do. I gave them all one. I said, here, take one, right? But it's a life experience. You know what? All this. If I hadn't started running, I don't know where I would be. I started running for a physical reason because of my health. So I don't know if I had never started that. I don't know where. I might have found another way to do stuff, right? And I'm also a lot about giving back. I'm not a selfish person. I love that. Yeah, I make money. You know, we should be making money, but I'm not into greed that I have to make so much money. And I tell my husband this too. I said, you know what? We're happy. We have enough. We don't need to be more greedy. You know what? Now we just give back, right? So whatever I can do with this run is just a volunteer thing for me. Then, you know, it's not for me. It's for the community, right?
Exactly.
I want
to
it for
engage the whole community. You know, this is we select maybe an organization to give back or something like that, but to be engaging the whole community to give back to the community, that's huge.
Yeah.
You
So
know, that's huge.
So that's so it's not. I'm not. I don't believe in selfishness. Whatever I do, I don't want. I always do things for people without expecting it back. And if somebody comes to me, oh, I need some money, I'm like, here, just take whatever, you know. Don't even if I
Now look, everybody lining up.
After the
Everybody's
show.
gonna line up.
Wait, I need money.
I need money. But I also want you to talk about your salon, because I know in a way that was for you to give back or assist other young ladies to kind of make themselves get into a profession. So talk about that also.
So the reason I bought the salon was, I wasn't thinking about buying it, but it was I had listed it.
Because you were a realtor, real estate. I mean,
Yeah,
you
so
didn't
I
have
was
a background
listing
in that, and it was like all of a sudden you have a salon.
I know. I was like, oh, what am I doing here, right?
This was one thing she hadn't done in the past.
So there you go.
But I advertised heavily for the salon because they got me ready, right? And so they did really well because I used to send them all the clients. So I thought, okay, let me try investing in it, and then it's been a lot of work because I've had to find the right team. So main thing for me was to find a team who works well together, right? I need girls who are like, yeah, we'll learn, we'll go and make this move. Because I'm not there. I have taken my esthetician and stuff course, but I'm not there.
And even the girls that you hired, they didn't know everything. So it's like they're learning. It's
They're
not
learning.
like you, so giving opportunities.
I gave them opportunity. Anybody I brought in, I know I had another young lady come in, I give them the opportunity to, if I like what they're doing, then they're staying. If I'm not, then I let them move on, right? My whole goal with the salon, I think, was more that beauty isn't just about outside. So I'm there a lot of the times too, coaching people. So people, look up to me anyway. So I'm like, I'm trying to coach them at the same time. That health, fitness, and beauty all go together, hand in hand, right? And it's about building confidence. If you can make someone feel like they're the most beautiful person with a bit of makeup and hair and clothing, why not do it? And that's what I want to bring into eventually. I've been talking to a few groups as well, to bring, people who are in shelters or whatever, right? To bring them out and dress them up and do a bit of hair and makeup just for charity, right? Because everybody deserves that, right? Some people going through a lot of emotional stuff, they don't have the money or they don't have a job or whatever. Why not help them get to that? And I've been doing that women's event for so many years. That was my whole goal with the women's event, was to bring out people who were at home, never thought they could do anything, and all of a sudden you see me in real estate. I know a lot of people became realtors at that time, right? So why not promote that? Women, even if you're home is not easy. That's a big job. That's a 24-hour job we don't get paid for. We're looking after kids, we're looking at husband, in-laws, a house, right? Sometimes finances, everything, right? You're not paid for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay me. I get on somebody's case today. Pay me, but we're not paid for it. But we do it because that's part of our, job as well as our, as mothers and being daughter-in-laws or whatever. But that was the goal for that event, was to get women out in a women environment. And remember, there was all women, the DJ, the security. I had every woman come out there to that event to empower them.
Empower women.
I think at one time we did a model fashion show, and these were all home boutiques. They never get the opportunity to do a fashion show. So what a way to bring them and showcase their outfits. They had a beautiful time doing that. And whatever money, there was basically, money was just ticket money, and I fed them well, and it was the best party in town. They got to dress up.
Well, also I know for that event, because it wasn't, like one vendor, say it's clothing or jewelry or makeup. It was all of them coming together on one platform,
Exactly.
right? And not competing.
That's what the whole purpose was.
Yeah.
You know what? Even if we're in different professions, we shouldn't be like backstabbing each other. We should be able to work together, right?
Yeah.
We're women. Why not, empower other women to do so? And I think that was one of these meetings I went to. I had a network meeting, and was like, why women don't get into trades like plumbing, electrical, and all these, house building, whatever, right?
There's your next project.
I think I've done carpentry. But we don't promote that in our culture either. We don't tell women, go do this. But they're good professions. You make good money out of them. So, you know what? It's important for women to be more versatile, right? We're just as good as with everything as anybody else. So why not get them out to do all this? Because we're more focused, lawyers, engineers, like salon, whatever, do this kind of stuff. We don't promote these other jobs that are out there as well. So I think that was the party, was basically, come together. I don't care what profession you are. I had realtors come there. It didn't bother me. I was like, we should all get together. We have to enjoy each other's company. We want, there's enough work for everybody. It doesn't matter what you say. There's 7 billion people on this earth. There's enough work for everybody, okay? So why are
everybody is contributing. Everybody is contributing.
And you have to contribute. Why do you want to pull somebody else's leg and, bring them down? Even, doesn't matter. I don't believe in that, right? I believe in help each other move up, right? And I'm totally for that. No matter what. Whoever's doing whatever, I support them. I'm like, go for it, right? Why not?
So,
inspiration.
So people, especially women that are watching, somebody that's maybe wanting to come out, do something, get into something, just doesn't know. And I think, sometimes we get stuck in that place where we're just like stagnant or in one place, and we want to, but we don't know how to or take the steps. What would you tell them? What advice would you give that person?
So you know what? I always feel if you move one step forward, everything starts moving towards you too. So you
Universal
have to make that effort. And this run hasn't been easy. And there are times I'm like, I'm not gonna do this. This is like, oh my God, am I gonna get the numbers? Right? So there are times but then I move forward. I'm like, no. So then God is always sending somebody else. Says, okay, no, this is still gonna happen, right? So it's your job to. They always say, if you reach out, somebody's gonna reach out, right? So it's a matter of saying, I'm gonna do this, okay? And then you find your sources, right? I'm a good networking person. Anybody that phones me now, I can source you 10 million people here.
There you go. If you want to do something, call Gurjinder. That's it.
The phone will be busy.
Or show up at the salon.
And I never hesitate to recommend, like if I know somebody's doing a good job, and I'll just say, hey, just go call that person, right? Maybe if they can help you, they can help you. If they can't, fine. But my kids know this too, that there's always a solution for every problem. No matter how bad the problem is, ask mom. Ask mom. It's like that. Ask mom. She'll find a way. So there is always a solution. No matter we may think that there isn't. It may be a different solution, but if you're looking for it, you will find the solution. Okay. So that's what I would tell. And if you're you're stuck. The main thing is unstuck yourself. Okay. You say you're gonna do it. Okay. Just keep digging. Right. Like Google or whatever. Keep digging. So you'll find the answers what you need. Go find people. Go network. Go meet people, right? It's important to meet people. You can't do anything in your life if you're just in your own little bubble. So networking is really important, right? Go meet people because you learn something. And if you find the right quality people, find the right team, right? They help you move forward. Even with my team and my salon, or I work with Ashante, as well, right? It's about teamwork. And in that teamwork, I believe, maybe I'm a leader, okay? But I don't treat my employees like leaders. I feel they're the leaders. They're doing my work, right? If I can train them, if I can get them to that level, they're carrying my business. They're very important to me, right? So that's important with anything you do in life, right? So you never get to that point where you have this ego, oh my God, I'm it, and nobody else is above me. I don't believe in ego either. But it's about if you want to do something, go do it.
Yeah. I know, you said ego, right? Like, so, and I guess in human, it's, people kind of, when you get that power, you kind of feel that.
Yeah.
How do you keep your ego in check? I'm the boss around here. You better listen to me.
So I know, and you know what? Like I told you, when I do these runs, I do a lot of soul searching, right? And this is what I do. I touch the sky, but I'm still on the ground, right? So that's important. You'll be able to touch the sky, but still have your feet on the ground, right? Ego, I think ego you build, I think, more when you end up getting selfish and greedy and like, I am it and that's it, nobody else is important. But, in 1 second, I know your life turns around, right? Yeah, one little smack and you're gone. Where's the ego gone then, right? So you should always be humble, and you should always know that. I think it's important you know that you come from probably there before you got here. Somebody else is there. You better help them get up there, right? So ego is sometimes a problem for people, but it's not for me. I'm just like,
Gurjinder, I just want to recap what you said is like, when you're running, you want to touch the sky, but you are still on the ground. And I think those one of the things is like the day I'm going to feel like, and to keep ego in check for me personally too, is like the day I'm going to feel like my feet is not touching the ground, I know I'm just,
flying.
I'm flying
high.
And that's where it's like, it's not about my peace, my grounding or anything, it's just about my ego. And a lot of, we are humans, we, sometimes something happens, you feel so elevated, but you have to remind yourself, get back to that grounding, No one says do not reach for the sky, but keep your feet on the ground.
Oh yeah, keep your feet on. Like even with this run, I'm so happy, but you know what? The way to lower my ego for that is like, it's not about me. I just saw all these people, happy people. What it was eventually about anyways is like to see all those happy people out on the roads wearing my t-shirt. I'm happy, right?
And you know what, like just thinking back from all the years that I've known you, is you do so much, you're involved in so much, but I have never actually seen you like rush, I gotta do this, or stressed. Like you've always had this calm. If you're at an event, you're present.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh no, I'm here and now I gotta go and now I gotta do this. It's like you're still present in that moment.
Yeah.
But yet you see, like I know that you're involved in so many things and I'm like, how does she do all of this?
I love dancing, I love partying, I love running, I love everything.
And showing up to all these things,
I do. But I think that's probably what it is, just being present. Being at that moment, being happy, doing what you're doing, right? Yeah, there's lots of things. I know sometimes I'm like, oh God. But then I don't stress out, I told you. Okay,
Yeah.
there's other stuff going on. It's about, I always feel it's about, okay, if I'm not there, is it important? Or is it, is it not meant to be? Then okay, it's not meant to be, whatever. Just keep going where I am. So I enjoy I'm a happy person.
Yeah.
You know that.
Which is good.
Yeah, happy. I'm enjoying life.
Sprinkle some
For
happy
another
dust everywhere.
25 years or whatever, I better be happy and just keep going, right? So, and I tell people to be happy. We're a very happy family. Actually, we have a very good family. My whole brothers, my whole network of our close family. It's a very, very healthy relationship in all I have a very close relationship with my brothers too. Like and the kids see that. So there's about 8 grandkids. Today we have a water fight. So there's a balloon. It's in celebration of my unquarantining.
Okay.
Always finding reasons to celebrate.
Why not?
Yes,
But I was smart. I said, you guys cook and I'll come and join the party. Like, okay.
That's
we'll
good.
go. But it is about being happy, being content. I think if you're content in life, that's
Happy
really
with
important.
yourself. So I also wanted to just touch on, like, especially for you, you are well known in the community and there's certain expectations that people put on you, even though you don't put on yourself. Like the other women or society, the expectation of Gurjan, the Burji should be this. How do you kind of put that to the side? Some of those expectations aren't realistic or don't, because people don't actually know your life, but they see you and they put these expectations.
You know what? I've never felt that. I've never felt that anybody's put any expectation, or I've never let them.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So I've never had that, that I should be this way. I'm just what I am, right? The way I dress, whatever I do.
Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it. That's a good question. I've never, ever thought of anybody having
So
any
that's good, actually, that you've never actually felt this.
Why would I want to live to somebody else's expectation? I live to my own expectations.
Yeah.
Okay? So actually, the other day I was biking and my chain fell off, and there were a couple of ladies walking. They looked back at me, they were laughing, and I just thought to myself, I just did a 40K bike. You could laugh.
And you think I don't fix my chain? I could
I'll
fix
fix my
myself.
chain and I'll be right in front of you again. But I've never thought about expectation, and I don't want to be anybody's expectations. Why should I be? I should be my own expectation.
Yeah.
I want to be what I am. It's me or no. That's why I tell you. Sometimes people see me on social media, and then I go in public and I go meet them. They're like, "Whoa, you really look like your picture." I said, "Yeah, what do you think? I filter all my photos." This is me, the real me. Okay, take it or leave it. But yeah, I don't want expectations.
You said the key word. This is the real me.
Yeah.
When you are the real you showing up in the world, other people's expectations or what they're thinking of you, their opinions don't matter. Because you know who you are in reality.
I think that's a big key.
Yeah, big
I
key.
think a
being
lot
real.
of you try to teach kids or you tell women, you should know who you are.
Exactly.
And I think that's very important,
Yeah.
especially for younger women, this younger generation. Even, I guess, women in general, that middle-aged women right now, is to let go of those expectations.
And I don't think, I post all these photos, me running. I don't expect other women to do the same thing as me. I want to motivate them that, okay, go get out and do something. But I don't want them to have that expectation that, oh my God, we should be the same as her. They should be at their own level.
Yeah.
When you learn to get at your own level, right, that's more important. That's when you're going to be happy, when you are at what level you want to be at, not what somebody else wants you to be at.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to be at anybody's level. This is my level.
I love your talks, like the way you speak. And I feel like, you know what, Meena, we are missing? Is like a rapid fire question. I feel like we should have one for...
Go ahead.
But I don't have it. But don't have it.
She's ready.
I feel like I want...
She just did
I want to
2,000
ask
jumps.
you- I know. But I do want to ask ask you one thing though. What's most important to you, Gujinder? What's most important?
For me, I think the most important thing for me is to stay healthy, family, my kids, right? That they're still going on their roots, so that's very important. But I think mostly, what do I feel most important? Just to be happy and just keep my life going as is. I have lots of things going on, like the run and all those things are important to me. But generally, just stay healthy. Health is our wealth. If something happens, what do you do, right? So that's why I do all this. At my age, my age. I want
Golden girl.
Golden girl. And I want women to see that.
Yeah.
See, hey, you hit 40, you're not.
You can still.
I've seen.
You can
70.
start at 40. Doesn't mean
started.
that
I
it's
started.
ending now.
No.
You know how what's the point now? I'm already 40 or I'm already 50 or
That's
I'm 60.
important. That's really important that I learned it, and I want to teach every woman, every man, every child that life is a continuous growth.
Exactly.
And you can go to school at any time. So
Exactly.
I have a child who's just finishing her degree and going to law school, and she's taken her while. But I said, you know what? Look at me. I said I went to school at 45, 50, right? I said, dear, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You can go to
Keep
school till
going.
you're 90 years old. Don't care. Just you know what? If you want to do something in life, that's the other thing is that if I want to do something in life, I'm going to do it. I have a lot of little wishes to do. Like skydive. And
We're looking for that.
I'll take my camera with me.
So next time when you come back, you're going to tell us, now I've done this, now I've done that.
I have a bucket list, okay? They have to be
Yes.
done. Okay. Sounds
So
good.
yeah, it's been great having you on here,
Talking to you
talking
guys.
about the run and everything, and I think very empowering and very nice to hear how life is and how to be happy, focus on yourself. I mean, we hear it all the time, but to actually see examples and bring those forward again and again is very important for everybody to see. So thank you.
Thank you, Gujinder.
Thank you.
Keep
I
watching
love-
MindSense.
I
Yes.
love chatting with you guys. It's so
Thank
much
you so
fun.
much.
It's like a little conversation.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, so thank you for watching MindSense. Until next time, this is your host, Meena J.
And Sarita Chant.